Hi, Jack Bennett here. Welcome to The Big Drum. Today we're going to have a look at the famous Mozambique pattern, which is what I was just playing then. This is a pattern that Steve Gadd really made famous on a couple of different tunes, probably the most notably being Late in the Evening by Paul Simon. It's just one of those really catchy grooves that you never get tired of playing, you know. It's just a syncopated pattern between the cowbell with the right hand and the left hand's just moving between basically the floor tom and the first tom, although there's a few different variations that you can do involving either a middle tom or a snare drum as well. And the feet are pretty much just playing quarter notes on all the beats. Okay, so I'll break down what the hands are doing first. This is what the hands are doing up to speed, and then I'll just break it down and show you what each hand is doing individually. Okay, so the right hand is playing the following pattern. It can be taught in a couple of different ways. It can be taught in 16th notes, which is what I'm going to do today, or a lot of Latin American rhythms you see written in quarter notes and eighth notes, and in this case that would mean that this rhythm would be written over the space of 2 bars. But I'm just going to teach it to you within 1 bar, within 16th notes. So the pattern is 1 and 2 E and A3 E and 4 E and O1. Okay? 1 and 2 E and A3 E and 4 E and O1. Okay, that's what the right hand is doing. And just to get used to that, you know, to start out nice and slow, maybe just put that over the feet. Both feet playing quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just get used to that to start with. The left hand is playing a repetitive 2-beat pattern. The rhythm is just 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 E and 1. Okay, that's all you're doing there. So if you're just starting out with this pattern, maybe once again, just play that over quarter notes, even just on the snare to begin with, just to get used to what it feels like between the bass drum and the snare, just going. Okay, but what you can do with the left hand is, I like to start it on the floor tom and just go. Okay, so the first time through, you're going floor tom, first tom, floor tom. The second time through, you're going first tom, floor tom, first tom. So it's like this. Okay, you just put those two together and you've pretty much got it. You've got. Put that over the feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do it faster again. I think it sits a little bit better though at around about. Okay, so as I said at the start, there's a few different things that you can do with the snare. You don't just have to do that sequence of going floor, first, floor, and then first, floor, first. You can move the left hand around the snare, do something like this. Or you could even leave the first one out if you want and just do something like this. Sorry. Okay, so there's a few different options. One other thing that I want to talk about, which is actually more a technique thing with the right hand, but it gets this really nice groove, I think, or adds to the groove, is whenever I'm playing 2 consecutive 16th notes within the right hand pattern, and it happens a few times, particularly towards the end, 1 and 2 E, that 2 E is 1, and then you've got, okay, you've got 3 doubles at the end. Well, what I'm doing there, it's kind of like we talk about, you know, playing funk music and whatnot with the hi-hat, where you play non-accents with the tip of the stick on the top of the hi-hat to get that softer, thinner sound. And then you play the shoulder of the stick on the edge of the hi-hats to get that louder, thicker sound. Well, I'm kind of doing that when I play the cowbell as well. So whenever I'm doing a double, I'm playing the first of the double as the tip of the stick on the top of the cowbell. And then the next note I'm playing with the shoulder of the stick on the edge. which is, once again is a much thicker, fuller sound. So I'm getting like, rather than just sort of monotone the whole way through, same dynamic going. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I just think it gives it a little bit more light and shade if you throw in a few dynamics, even just within the one hand. So you could, instead of it being like all the same on the edge going, or all on the top going, and once again, that's okay if you want to do that. Personally, I like to kind of mix it up and throw a little bit of color in there, so you get like, and that'd be like this. I think it's just got, it just feels a little bit groovier if you do that. And the same thing would apply if I was to put the right hand pattern on the bell. Rather than playing every single note on the bell, I might kind of put those, whenever there's a double, I might put the first sort of more with the tip in the bow somewhere on the right and go more like. Or maybe a combination of both, and that would be like this. Okay, so that's a few little tips on how to play the Mozambique pattern. Check it out. Check out Steve Gadd playing it on Late in the Evening by Paul Simon.